is the better. So, hello, welcome, Tom, Brian. Thank you for having us,
Sure thing.
and also, thank you for coming on the show too. Do you guys want to just give a brief general overview of what Waaagh Fest is and what it's about, and maybe what's different this year compared to others?
Sure. I don't know. We just got to sound cool. We're anti-establishments. We're the anti-establishment tournament here. So our basic premise is we are trying to get away from the competitive 40K scene, and we are trying to go back to a tournament that is like rolling dice in your buddy's basement while having beers. So that is the general principle of our tournament. We take ourselves not seriously. We're not recorded on ITC.
Yeah, we're not affiliated with any
national tournaments. We are strictly here to roll dice and drink beer.
Yeah.
So we try to throw the meta on its head. We make our own custom rules. This year's theme is Dungeons and Dragons.
50 years, baby.
Yep. It's matching up with the 50th anniversary of D&D. That's the reason why we chose this year.
I'm happy that you mentioned it because I don't think we mentioned it initially in our introduction. But yeah, 50 years of D&D. We have the second 5th edition coming out. The 2024 5th edition.
5.5.
5.5, yeah. So.
I just realized Brian's only 5 years older than me.
How do you feel about that?
I'm right here, dude.
You're older than D&D.
Jeez.
I'm older than Google.
That's the brand.
All right, take a drink to that.
Take a drink.
Oh, and it's also Brian's birthday yesterday, so we're celebrating.
Hey, happy birthday!
You're killing me with that.
I know, first his wife and now him.
Well, we're just hoping for free shots.
Yeah. All right, so we have Waaagh Fest. How many contestants do we have?
What do we have for checking? 45.
45?
Yep.
All right.
So I think we had 48 registered, so we had a couple no shows, which inevitably happens.
Yeah. Is there a person, since there's 45, do we have someone not playing the first round?
Yeah, there was somebody not playing right now. He ended up showing up late after the dice down cutoff, so we kind of told him, like, hey, dude, it's what it is. We do have a ringer, so our ringer will sit out the next one, so he can actually will play the next two tournaments, or the next 2 games at least.
Yeah, well, at least you can drink in the meantime, talk to people, have a great time. I love the board setup. What's the new board this year?
There is not one.
There is no new board?
We've been kind of lazy this year, or lazy or just busy with life, one of the two. Mostly busy with life.
All right. What was the new board last year? I forget.
Last year?
Nope. I think it was 2 years ago we did Funko Pop.
Funko Pop?
Yep.
Oh yeah, the Funko Pop is
So they
really nice and close.
So Funko came up with Space Marine Funko Pops, and we recasted them and made multiples.
Nice.
And then we scaled up some standard vehicles, drop pods and Rhino tanks, and made it fit the scale of the Funkos.
Nice.
Fun to look at.
Brandon's. He's representing the Don't Evolve Me Utella Dynasty Army.
Yep.
He's on the pink board. What is the theme of that board?
That is the Prince board.
The Prince board?
Yeah. So we made that the year Prince died.
Nice.
And so if you look in the center, it has the big phallic Prince symbol made out of stone. Well, it's made out of just insulation, but it's supposed to look like stone. But yeah, it's just purple. It's called the Purple Terrain board.
Yeah. I like it. So, talk to Brandon a little bit. He's playing. Seems like he's about to get his ass kicked a little bit. How did tell him your expectation for him this tournament?
I mean, honestly, anybody that's coming in and playing that hasn't played in 3 editions and hasn't played for 5 years, you should expect to probably get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. Honestly, if any of us played too, I'm sure Brian would agree. We'd probably get our asses kicked in this. We don't really play that much.
I got 1 game of 10th edition under my belt.
Yeah, it's been up for, a year now?
Yeah, I mean, busy setting up, and
we just rely on other people that actually played to play test for us. So that's what the club's good for.
Yeah, tell us about the club a little bit.
St. Cloud Wargaming?
Yeah.
I mean, we're just a pretty loose affiliation. We're based on sneak attack games in Lake Park. We meet on Tuesdays at 5 usually, and we just have a pretty small community via Facebook, via Discord, that sort of thing like that. Mainly Discord. We get most of our guys setting up games and sharing hobby stuff on our Discord.
I don't think I'm on you guys' Discord. I am the Facebook page though.
Yeah, we'll have to get you on there soon.
We will. Brian, what year is this for Waaagh Fest?
I think we're on 13.
13. Yep. See, this is why the AC is 13 for the TikTok videos, man.
Yeah, I gotta check because I know we lost one for COVID.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, not counting the COVID.
We're not counting.
This is still our 13th actual tournament.
Yeah, I mean it's hard. It's hard for anyone to get together on COVID.
Yeah,
Do it all
was an
virtually.
unfortunate term, but we were really lucky because we had 2 years to make an event instead of 1. So
Ah, there you go.
yeah,
So,
13 years.
13 years. How did it start?
That's the Brian question.
I know.
I wasn't around. I talked to the graybeards.
All right, so this whole thing started when 4 of us from the local gaming group went down to Alabama for an event called The Calm Before the Storm.
Okay.
And the name was very fitting because when we took this minivan down, it took us 2 days. After our first day, we stopped at a hotel. We found out tornadoes ripped up the whole northern half of the state and wiped out power. So the event organizer reached out. He knew we were driving down and said, we'll still host the event if you want, but it can't be at the convention center. They shut down. So it turns out this guy is a DUI lawyer living on the side of a mountain. And so he hosted the event at his house. So rather than paying entry fees to get into the event, we loaded up the minivan with water, beer, food, everything we would need for the weekend, and made it happen.
Nice.
Yep. So I think all told we had about 16 people staying with this guy.
Yeah.
And we still hosted the event. It was outdoors, most of it. Yeah, I think there was 2 days worth of activities going on.
Nice. That's a cool origin story.
That is a hell of a cool story. So after we came back, a buddy of mine named Randy, he decided, let's do something like that because they were off the wall, not affiliated with any national tournaments.
Yeah.
And they did fun stuff on the side as well. And we thought, let's model it after that. Sure, we do our own thing, but, because the events evolved over the years. But that is where it got its start.
Not supposed to evolve. Don't evolve. I'm just kidding.
Keep it fun.
I see what you did there. Tom, when did you join
When did I join?
Waaagh Fest?
I want to say about 5 or 6 years ago. The first year was when we were doing Mad Max Fury of Waaagh. So that's when the year Mad Max came out. So we'll have to go back and look at that.
Was it 2015?
That was the cake spray year.
Yeah,
Man in the chair. Fact check.
Yeah, that was the first year I started. We're good still.
Oh, we're good. I'm going in to check out when Fury Road came out. He's the fact checker. Man in the chair.
Yes. Oh, wow, we have one of those now.
We do.
It's official.
I know.
Yeah, that was one of the best years. I don't know if we talked about this last year or not, but I don't know if you guys remember like the Road Boys or the Road Warrior. I don't know. What were they called? The guys all dressed up or painted white in Mad Max.
Oh, I do not remember.
I want to say Road Boys or something like that. But the ones that, when they were going to do something epic and die, they sprayed themselves with that chrome.
Oh, yep.
And they yelled, "Witness me," and, dive off onto a car with bombs.
Yeah.
We bought like 12 cans of silver cake spray, so it's edible cake spray. And when people wanted to use their special abilities, they had to yell, "Witness me!" And then they had to get chromed shiny. And so everyone was just walking around with their head like chromed and like their face and their teeth and all that sort of. It was probably the best staff interaction year ever.
Oh.
And that's the year where ever since then we've been using punch cards and you have to yell something to use the abilities.
That's awesome. What's this year's?
Roll Initiative.
Roll Initiative? I don't think I've heard Roll Initiative.
You'll hear it a lot more 2 and 3. I think people are conservative with them, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we got to use these. And so we'll be running around with our punchers.
Nice.
Yep, it's a once per day ability.
Oh, okay. So you will hear more dates or round 2, round 3.
Yep. So once we hear roll for initiative, one of the staff will run up, punch it. They use the ability immediately.
Nice.
And they can use it to interrupt other things that are going on.
I like it. I will say Witness Me though is...
It was. We have not beaten that. That was the best idea.
I don't know somewhere they kept it. You know what's really weird? Not weird, but Mad Max Furiosa, that came out.
They did come out. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mad Max Fury Waaagh Part 2.
We talked about doing sequels.
Part 2, I think, is worth doing a sequel to. 'Cause that was awesome.
Did they ever do a sequel to Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
No, unfortunately not.
That was
That'd
another
be great.
epic year.
You guys have ideas for next year of themes?
I don't think we've been floating much around yet.
I mean, Monty Python would be a good one.
We did do Monty Python.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
we've done Monty Python,
Okay,
Dr.
Mon-
Seuss, Deadpool,
Yeah.
The Infinity War.
Pretty more.
Let's see. We did Evil Dead, Dune.
Blue.
Yep, we did Clue the board game.
We did Squid Games
Yep.
last year. That one was freaky. Just walking in, there's just people in masks. I didn't know who Mike was for the longest time because he just kept wearing the mask.
Yeah, that was the first year we LARPed.
This would have been a good year to do it.
Oh god, yeah.
Like I said, we've been a little behind, I think, this year, honestly.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is whatever.
It's great turnout.
People are happy, people are drinking and playing games. That's all.
Man, you could have just hosted it with just beer and games. It would be fine. You guys went all up. Talk about some of the prizes that you have.
I think we got a bunch of prize support from the Forge in Chaska, right? The Forge Tower game.
There's Forge, Tower, Source, and then we got some from Sneak Attack,
Yeah.
which is our club's home in Way Park.
So
Nice.
we're also going to throw a little bit of money from the funds to buy some more because we try to shoot for every year that if you register, you're at least walking some sort of money.
Yeah.
Whether it be an extra pack of pint glasses,
Mhm.
a T-shirt, something like that. But we always try to make sure that everybody that comes gets some sort of something.
Yeah, on top of the pint glass and a 3D printed quad every year.
Nice. I didn't even get a chance to see the pint glasses. What's the? Is it always? It's the same logo every year, right?
Same logo, different font, I believe.
Normally it's the same everything, but this year we did a different font.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're trying to change things up a little bit
Yeah.
here and
There.
there.
Make sure you guys get a glass.
I mean, I still use last year's glass all the time. Like if someone's like, "Hey, can I get a glass of water for the pod?" I'm like, "You gotta get Waaagh Fest. It's mandatory."
Yeah, anytime Jake's over and we're recording like our D&D episodes, we will only drink out of Waaagh Fest glasses.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's a supporter.
I am. I mean, we got the poster down below too. Don't even have a Going Revolving poster. It is just the Waaagh Fest. So, but yeah. What else? What we got, Moser? What's some other questions we got on here? Oh yeah, the random question episode. That'll be for later when everyone's more drunk.
Yeah.
Talk about what guy we fuck.
Ben Franklin. That was the best answer.
That was the best answer. It was out of the loop. In the history of time.
I don't think you were part of this interview. Mike.
Was it Brandon?
No, it was Mike.
Mike.
And Brandon. But anyways, during one of our previous pods, I proposed a question. I was like, name 3 dudes you'd go the other team for. And so we were just everyone's naming actors and shit. And Mike goes, Benjamin Franklin. We were like, why? He goes, because apparently he was a freak in the sheets and he was a founding father.
He's a baller, man.
He's a baller. He's on the hundo, man. So
Hell yeah.
of course you're gonna go game.
I did come up with some more questions, but yeah, be thinking about that later on. And Brian, if you want to take part of the random question episode, feel free. So, any other things, Moser, you think of? Oh yeah. Since no one's going to be listening to this until 2 weeks from now, talk about the fun surprises you have in store for these contestants.
The what?
The fun surprises you have in store. You told me a little bit.
So our big one, game 3, is going to be we're calling it the meta break.
Yep. The meta breaking event is. Oh, go ahead.
So essentially, so in 40K, you generate a command point every one of your turns and every player turn. So at maximum, you get 10 command points because there's 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Okay? So you use command points for stratagems. Stratagems give specific units or your army a buff of some sort.
Yeah.
Right? Gives them some sort of extra ability to make them stronger.
Yep.
So again, like I said, normally you get 10, right? So
Yes.
the meta break is in a random spot in the middle of game 3. We're going to take our giant plushy 20-sided D20 We're gonna throw that bitch down the middle aisle, and whatever it lands on, they get that many points.
And there's if it goes under 10.
Yeah, if it goes under 10, we're just gonna add it we're gonna
Add 10?
Add 10.
Add 10 to it,
Yeah,
but if
so
it's
if they roll a 1, give it 11.
okay, so the lowest they can get is 10.
Yep. Actually, lowest would be 11.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, it'd be 10.
Yeah, 10. 10 would be the lowest.
Yeah, so 11, 12, and it goes up from there.
Yeah, you can't roll a 0. So yeah, I do 10.
Yeah, it'd be a 1. Critical failure.
Critical failure.
That would be like the ultimate. Like, I feel like you guys should have like a special. I don't mean to throw more at you guys for a critical failure. I feel like there should be like a special.
Everyone gets max 20, regardless. You failed upwards. Yeah. Do we have any big surprise ones this year?
We do have the centerpiece for the final mission. They're all hiding in the closet right now.
Yes, forgot about that one. You wanna?
Well, we do have part of the display on the table here, so might as well talk about it.
So for the third mission, we have a surprise for players. We are introducing a dragon into the mix. I mean, what would D&D theme be without them, right?
Yeah.
So that is a big baddie. It is loosely based on some statistics for another unit in the game, only we had to beef it up a little bit to make it competitive. But we have some giant dragon models that we're going to be placing on the tables.
Yeah, some of the dragon models I've seen so far are sick.
Yeah.
Like, they're really, really nice. Like the one that we have in front here, the 5-headed dragon, right?
That's Tiamat.
Yep.
Tiamat, okay.
Queen of Dragon.
I just think of Yu-Gi-Oh! And the 5-headed dragon. I don't know.
Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon or whatever it was.
There's like a specific 5-headed dragon. Yeah. And they're like in the show, they all come together and they're the 5 heads.
Yeah, depending on the dragon, it'll have a specific breath weapon attack, and every turn it's just going to fry whatever's closest to it.
No, whoever's got the most treasure. And we haven't even busted out the treasure tokens yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever has stole the most from the dragon horde is just going to fry.
So each game is a different round. There's 3 games.
Yep.
So the first one I know is the Tavern Brawl, right?
Yes.
Yep. What's the official name for it?
I think it's Dwarf Brawl or something, right? Or what do you name it?
Yeah, I think we call it Barroom Brawl.
Barroom Brawl. What's 2?
Mission 2 is the Gretchen Dungeon.
Gretchen Dungeon.
I mean, what would D&D be without a classic dungeon crawl, right?
And then 3 is dragons, right?
3 is a dragon, and you're trying to collect treasure.
Loot the dragon horde.
It feels very Hobbit.
Yep. I'm trying to follow the tropes pretty religiously.
Nice. All right. I have one other thing.
Sure.
So I want to talk about the Vitello dynasty.
Sure.
Brandon kind of gave out our very sober response for the model. But I want to, since you're here, I was like, let's talk lore, right?
Okay.
Can you explain what? So our army is the Necron army. Can you explain just a general overview of what the Necrons?
What the Necron is?
Yeah.
So basically, they were like a sentient race at one point, but they lived in a planet where it was constantly irradiated, and they lived 20 years when they should have been living a long time. They got into a war and were jealous of this race called the Old Ones that were immortal, and then they were essentially tricked by these star vampires. They essentially they were these giant gods that came in and they would suck the life out of the sun, and they're called the Satans. And so the Satans tricked them and said, hey, we'll give you guys immortality. But what they didn't tell them was that they were going to suck their souls out, feed on them, and then put their soulless bodies into metal automatons. Essentially what happened. So, and then eventually after they did this, the Necrons were able to shatter the Satans into shards, and so now they actually control and have the Satans locked away. And so that's why in our army you can actually use the Satan shards as a model. So essentially we're soulless robot terminators.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for that recap. I wanted to talk about Lord Demcock and King Scarab. There are 2 characters that we have so far that we've written our own lore to. So this is its own faction. Lord Demcock, his soul came back into the body of the Autoton with his gun is basically his cock. It is around his crotch.
He's got a gun wiener.
He has a gun in his waist.
There was something bad with the resurrection protocols, and the Goss flare got attached in the wrong spot.
And the way I think of Lord Demcock is like when he was originally, he's the brother of this great general, and he's just a dipshit. He's just a fuck off person, and he somehow becomes the leader of his own faction. They break away. Like they still are all about the Necron goal, but they're doing it with his style and flavor. And he takes the soul of his brother and he puts him into a scarab. And he names him King Scarab, as jokingly. This great, wonderful leader, this general, is now a scarab, and this becomes King Scarab. And the leader of the actual army is Lord Demcock,
The fuck up, brother.
the fuck up brother, who is making fun of his other brother and putting him in the scarab. And they are part of the Weetello dynasty. Weep boop, or beep boop, beep boop.
For anybody that doesn't know, someone said when we first looked at Necrons, they looked like Metallo from Superman.
Oh, Romero did.
Romero did, yeah. And so that's where we came up with and someone was like, yeah, they're like they want to be Metallo, and so
Yeah.
we're like, oh, the Weetellos, they want to be Metellos. So they are the
Thank you for that.
Metello dynasty.
Yeah, and that's how we got the name. I think we just rolled with it. Like, I like the name. Like, all right,
Exactly.
just roll with it. I think Lord, we were thinking like, don't evolve me, Dem. So we're like, oh, but Demcock just rolled off the tongue.
Good.
Lord Demcock.
He's a great model. We got to have some thumbnails of him, hopefully for.
Yeah, he took a tumble earlier.
He did. His gun cock broke off. His resurrection orb balls they stayed firm.
Yeah.
But his gun cock, he lost it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But he's all glued and repaired.
He is prepared. He's ready to go. I have to afterwards. I'm going to get Dan to draw a picture of him.
Yes, he'll have to.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that is the war of our Weetello dynasty army that Brandon is currently playing, and we're getting our ass kicked by orcs, which I feel like is the perfect first army.
The other Brandon that he's playing though is a good player. He's a good. He plays well. So
Yeah, I remember talking to him last year.
he's a good dude.
It is. All right. Anything else?
That's it.
Moser, do we have anything else on the menu? Oh yeah, since we're doing D&D. Brian, do you play?
I haven't played in. I played one game last year.
One game last year?
Oh, D&D?
Yeah, D&D.
I haven't done that since. Holy shit! Now I am gonna age myself. Age myself here. 17.
Who's your main? Who was your main? Do you remember your main character? Not at all?
Fighter, I remember that.
You had a fight. All right. New question for you then. If you had to, let's say we're starting a campaign today. What is your race? What is your class? What are you going for? On the spot, you're making a character.
Wow.
No pressure.
Yeah, none whatsoever. I'm trying to come up with something really witty, and I'm just blanking out.
Halfling barbarian.
Yeah,
always
he's got to
fun.
have some kind of weird quirk, like you got a weird kink or something.
What are you talking about for kinks?
Random kink table. He likes feet. Halfling barbarian likes feet.
Anything
Really
that's like
into the feet.
3 or 4 times your size.
Oh yeah,
Dragonborns, like
They're
give
the
some
best.
in. Tieflings, give it to me.
he's got a very active OnlyFeet account.
Foot finder.
Alright, you got a name for me? Halfling.
I need to work on that.
What's the class?
Yeah, I
Is
need
it
to work on the
barbarian?
name for that.
Barbarian. Halfling barbarian. That seems funny.
I like that.
It's very, very feisty and has a thing for feet.
Yep.
Dragonborn feet specifically. Go with your scales.
See, now we're gonna sit down and write the character up.
We do.
All right. Well, maybe I'll have to come back to you. We are doing a D&D episode, so if you, we'll have to put something together.
I can see how this is gonna go.
Tell us how much you like feet. All right.
Loosely basing it off of himself.
Is it all
Words with
D&D
the
like
tone of
that?
Oh yeah, I mean no.
Definitely not based on myself.
I feel like that's just an spoken thing.
Brian Bechtold 69 foot fetish on at feetfinder.com. Check it out. It's only $9.99 a month, guys.
$9.99.
I have no idea how much it is on Feetfinder. I'm throwing numbers.
Is that even a real site? Oh, God.
No, it's called Footfinder.
I am definitely not going to check that site out.
Don't Evolve Me does not. We do not promote feetfinder.com, but if you would like to, go for it, I guess, on your own accord. But we're not telling you to do so.
We are not sponsored in any way.
No.
Shameless plug.
Shit, I wish we had sponsors. That'd be nice.
But if you want pictures of my feet, I do charge $100 for it. Not because I want to, because I'm poor. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.